Torts, you guys give up the first goal. Just thoughts on your team's start here so far in the first 15-plus minutes.
We suck. We haven't forechecked. We haven't done anything as of right now.
What do you want to see differently?
Forecheck.
Thank you.
The shelf life of a modern NHL coach is incredibly short. Head coaches are typically lucky if they last more than 2 seasons in a coaching role before they're subsequently fired and then rehired by another team. The NHL's coaching circle is truly a carousel spinning round and round, but no one thrives off of that more than the paper Italian John Tortorella. Torts is most known for his press conference quips and blow-ups, but has also found tremendous success with a Stanley Cup championship under his belt. He has since had stops in New York, Vancouver, Columbus, and is now the bench boss for the Broad Street Bullies. His most infamous tenure along the way was his disaster in Vancouver, where he flamed out like a shooting star, almost quite literally.
John Tortorella has gone over to the Calgary Flames hallway outside their room. That's the Canucks coach outside the Calgary room. There's Brian McGrattan trying to push him aside with some of the Calgary staff.
Okay, he's got to calm down.
Yep.
His NHL career seemed all but over. Another old school coach whose style simply doesn't work in the modern game. But on the brink of that uncertainty, he was hired by the Columbus Blue Jackets on what seemed like a last chance deal. Torts went on to lead the long-struggling franchise to 4 consecutive playoff berths for the first time in franchise history, while dismantling the 2019 Tampa Bay Lightning, who were easily the Cup favorites. Flipping back to the present though. Tortorella is in the midst of his 2nd season at the helm of the Philadelphia Flyers, and after missing the playoffs last year, the team is suddenly in contention for a playoff spot. No one saw it coming, and there's still a ton of doubts, but Torts deserves a ton of credit. His systems don't require top-end talent, instead focusing on complete buy-in and maximum effort. The Flyers are not an offensive juggernaut by any stretch of the imagination, but they punish teams with relentless forechecking and puck pursuit. They thrive on the counterattack and try to play behind the puck to avoid defensive lapses. This has led Philadelphia to having the most shorthanded goals in the league this season. And despite the relatively simple X's and O's that he reinforces with his teams, what truly separates John Tortorella from other hard-nosed old-school coaches has been his ability to adapt. Tortorella preaches accountability and is super critical of those who do not buy into his system, often openly calling them out in front of the media. But even with the call-outs, many of his former players love him. He's known to be fair, treating his players with respect and transparency. Everyone knows what the standard is, and if you don't meet it, you're not going to play. That said, he's not without his flaws. His Achilles heel is that he has a short shelf life. His coaching style demands the best every day, and that can wear thin on players when employed over multiple seasons. But if you're a team looking to reestablish culture, there's no one better suited for the role than John Tortorella. His quick turnaround with the Flyers is just the latest example of what he can bring to a team in dire need of an identity. For What's Happening Hockey, I'm Tate Lakecraft, and a big thanks to Brennan Schofert for writing today's script.